Hey guys, how's it going? Matt is here and welcome back to my channel. Today guys, we're taking the next tense and this one is past perfect. I know guys, this is one of the hardest tenses out there in English, so we have to try our best to learn it well, right? So now let's just don't hesitate and just dive right into it in just 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And first everybody, we're going to talk about the formation of the past perfect tense. So here as usual, we're going to have positive sentences, negative sentences and question sentences. So let's begin with the positive or affirmative ones. So here as usually guys, we're going to put the subject at the beginning of the sentence. So we have I, you, he, she, it, etc. Then guys, we need the additional verb had. So it's always going to be had. It doesn't matter third person singular or whatever, we're going to have had. So I had, she had, they had, we had, he had, doesn't matter. And then we have the past participle or the verb 3 or ed form of regular verb. So I had worked, she had studied, they had done, etc. And now everybody, let's talk about the negative sentences. And here is easy as always because all you need is the word not. So I had not done that. She has not eaten. They had not cleaned. Or they hadn't eaten. She hadn't studied. We hadn't worked. And at last, our question sentences. So here guys, you put the additional verb had to the beginning of the sentence, then the subject, and then the past participle. So had you done, had we been, had she worked, had they eaten, etc. And now everybody, let's talk about the cases of using past perfect tense. And the first case over here is when we have some action that was finished before the other action in the past. So those two actions are both in the past, but one happened before the other one. So for the previous one, for the earliest action, you are going to use I had done something, like this construction for past perfect. And for the second one that happened later, you're going to use just past simple tense. Have a look at the examples. So guys, the example number 1 is my wife had cleaned the house before we came back. So we have two actions and they both are in the past, right? Clear. So my wife had cleaned the house is the first action and we came back is the second one. So in the first one we use past perfect tense because it happened before the other one. And in the second one, in the later one, we just use the past simple tense, came back. Then example number 2, I went to the garage yesterday. And by that time, John had already repaired his car. So you see, John had already repaired his car. It was the first action. He repaired his car before I went there. So here we have past perfect. And I went to the garage happened before he repaired the car. So in this case, we use just past simple. And the example number 3, he cleaned the floor from the glass that he had broken. So he had broken some glass in the past, right? It was before. And then he cleaned the floor from it, right? So the before action is at the end of the sentence. We have he had broken it before he cleaned it. So at the end we have past perfect and then we have past simple. He cleaned the floor. The case number 2, guys, is when we want to describe some action that happened before some specific time but in the past, like yesterday, 2 days ago, last week, and so on. So that action happened before yesterday or before 1 week ago or before last month, etc. Now let's have a look at the examples. So folks, the example number 1 is my father had never been to a football match before last week. So see, we have the past time in last week and he had never been to a football match before last week. So as I already told you guys, it used when we have some action that happened before some precise time in the past. And this means before the last week. Last week is the precise time in the past. Now, the case number 2, guys, or the example number 2 is I had done it before yesterday. So here is simple. I just had done it before yesterday. Yesterday is the precise time in the past. And the last example is Susan hadn't finished her work before Tuesday. So Tuesday is the precise time in the past and she hadn't finished it before Tuesday. So here we use past perfect too. Moving on to the case number 3 of using past perfect tense, guys, and here we are going to use past perfect for the situations when we want to explain the cause and the effect. So the situation and why it happened, or some situation that happened and what effect it had on us or on somebody else. So let's check the examples. And the example number 1, guys, is I got stuck in traffic because there had been an accident. So first, you are explaining what happened to you. I got stuck in traffic, so you are using past simple here. And then explanation, because there had been an accident. And for explanation, you're going to use past perfect. Then the case number 2, guys, Matt didn't do his homework because his dog had eaten his books. So first we use past simple, Matt didn't do his homework, and then explanation why, you use past perfect. His dog had eaten his books. Then the example number 3, guys, is the laptop is broken because Michael had spilled the coffee over it. So first, the laptop is broken, we have past simple, and the explanation why is in past perfect because Michael had spilled the coffee over it. Moving to the case number 4, guys, of using past perfect tense, and here you're going to use past perfect when you want to describe some result of an action in the past. But it's not like in present perfect. You do not have result today or just like now. You had result in the past too. So the action was like long time ago and the result was in the past too, like yesterday, 2 days ago, week ago, 5 days ago, 10 days ago, etc. So in present perfect you have result now, but in past perfect you have result in the past. And let's check out some examples. So the first example is I had done this project couple of times before they gave me the job. So he had done this project a lot of times. This was in the past, like far, far past. And then they gave him the job. This was also in the past, but after he had done this project. So we have 2 actions in the past again, and one happened before the other one. For the first one, we use past perfect, and for the second, just simple past. Then the example number 2 is, I had tried this test hundreds of times before I got good grade. So here's the same, guys. We have 2 actions in the past. One happened before the other one. So the first one is, I had tried this test hundreds of times. So this was the first action, and here we use the past perfect. And then I got good grade. So this one is the second action. It happened after the first one, right? So here we just use the simple past tense. And the example number 3 is, my mom had put in the wrong password 3 times before the phone got blocked. So first we have the action when mom had put in the wrong password and then the phone got blocked. So this is the result in the past, right? Phone got blocked. And here we have past simple. And for the first action, of course, we have the past perfect tense. And this is it for our today's video lesson about the past perfect tense, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it and I hope that now it's clear to you. I wouldn't say that this tense is too hard. All we need is just practice, maybe watch this video a couple of times and make some examples. And thank you for watching for today, guys. Smash your precious likes for me so I can grow my YouTube channel faster. Leave some comments down below. And also, if you're here for the first time, consider subscribing because I'm posting a lot of videos about English on my channel and you can learn a lot of English from me, of course. And this is it for today. Thank you one more time, guys. Bye bye.